Hey everyone, it's Strawhead here, and I'm excited to start my first tutorial video. And we're going to be doing some practice stitches. So I'm going to let you know what kind of supplies you're going to need. You're going to need a hook. I have an H/8 or 5.00 millimeter hook. The brand that I have here is Boye, Boye. I believe that's what it is. That's what it looks like. Now, you don't necessarily need to get this brand. You can get any brand that is affordable for you. You can even get plastic. A lot of businesses will sell a pack of these, so it just depends on where you go to get it. I do suggest that you get a yarn needle. It usually comes with 2 in a pack, under $5. Usually hooks are under $5 as well. You're going to need a pair of scissors. It doesn't matter which size that you want to use as long as it can cut yarn. And then, of course, your yarn of choice. Now, I do recommend getting worst weight 4. It's the most affordable. It's an acrylic type of yarn. You could do any type of yarn, but I feel like this is the easiest for beginners. So definitely get the worst weight. And I can show you what it looks like on the package. So this is what it looks like if you get a Joann's brand, which is the big twist. This is the value brand. It lets you know how much yarn you're going to need in order to make certain items. And then it's also going to let you know what type of needles or hooks you're going to use. See, the standard is usually H/8, 5 millimeter, and the worst weight is 4 medium. It will also let you know how you can wash it and what colors you're going to need. It tells you the color there. Okay, so that's what it usually looks like, but sometimes you can make them into a ball. I have not made this into a ball yet. It needs to be. I used it for a project that needed a lot of blue. Okay, so I'm going to give you a moment to grab what you need, and I'm excited to start if you are. So let's get started. All right, everyone. So I have my yarn here and I have my hook. So how I hold my hook, there's different styles that people hold their hooks, okay? So there's some that will hold their hook like this. I do not do that. I find it weird. I can't do anything with it, but that's fine if you do. I like to hold it like this, where you can see how I'm holding it. Um, it's just, I feel like I have better control in order to do so. So now, with your other hand, I I crochet and knit right-handed. There is options to do left-handed. I've never done left-handed. I'm sorry, but at least I can teach you how to crochet, right? You're going to create a slip stitch. I mean, a slip knot. You're going to create a slip knot. So some people have different styles of doing it. I'm going to show you the easiest style that I've learned. So you see how it naturally already flips. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Let's see. Are you going to focus? Okay. So it naturally flips, as you can see. And what you're going to do after it naturally flips and it looks like a ribbon, you're going to just take it down like this. So after it's been into a ribbon shape, you're going to just go down like that. And then it's going to look kind of like a pretzel, right? Now you're going to take your hook and you're going to go underneath like that. You see? So you're going to go underneath that, okay? And then you're going to pull tight, okay? Like that. You don't want it too tight, just tight enough. Okay, I don't tie a knot because if I mess up, I can take it out and I can start over. That's the great thing about it. Now, to show you, I put it through my fingers. I wrap it around like that. Okay, so that's a way that you can hold the yarn in one hand. Now, I like to, before I start doing my stitch, I like to hold on to the knot so that when I start grabbing, at least, you know, we can see what we're doing, right? So, I'm sorry that the camera keeps focusing on and off, but it's the only thing I can do in order for you to see. So what you're going to do to create we're going to create a chain, okay? So in order to do that, you're going to, from the slip knot, you're going to go under and you're going to pull through like that, okay? Do it again. You're going to grab and pull through. See, so that's 2 like that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, go under, pull through. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to do just 13, okay? Just 13 stitches. So from the hook, we're going to do a single crochet. I'll be right back. Okay, the continued autofocus was driving me nuts. So now that we have our, how many now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So now from 13, we're going to create a single stitch. Now, a single stitch is pretty simple. You're just going to go into this first, let me see if I can open it a bit. You're going to go into this first stitch here, okay? And it's going to look like this, okay? It's going to look like you have 3 loops. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take that. Now we have 2 loops. We're going to go again like that, okay, in the same stitch. Then the next stitch, okay, you're going to do the same thing. You have 1 loop, then you're going to create where there's 3 loops, 3 loops. Then we're going to create to 2 loops to 1 loop, okay? Now, starting off on the foundation is a little more difficult because, you have to make sure you do it correctly. Otherwise, it can really mess up the rest of the crocheted item. So again, you go in, you have 3 loops. Like that. And we're just going to keep going. Like that, as you can see. And we still have a few more to go. So we're going to go back in to the 2 loops. Okay, so 1 loop to 3 loops, back to 2 loops to 1 loop. Okay, and we're going to do it again. Once you're done with the foundation, it gets a little bit easier to crochet. This is probably the hardest part in the actual crochet process because it's so flimsy and you got to make sure you do it right, like I said, or it messes up the whole look. The last stitch is always the hardest. The first and the last stitch. All right, so we have our single crochet. Now we're going to do one more row. So we're going to do 2 rows of each stitch to make it easier for you to practice. So now we have 1 loop, right? From ending that line of stitches, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to make 1 more loop, okay? And we're going to turn it like this, okay? So from here, we're just going to turn it. And we're going to go into this first stitch. And as you can see, there's a hole right there, right? So we go from 1 to 3, because remember there's 3 loops, to 2 to 1, okay? And we're going to go into the next stitch, 3, 2 to 1. Okay, you see now it's starting to create a pattern. We're going to do it again and again. And we're just going to keep doing this until we get to the end, okay? And I'll be right back with the end. All right, so I'm at the end stitch, and this is important because if you don't do the stitch properly, like I'm doing right now, it's going to make it look weird and wonky. So as you can see, it still gives it like a straight line on each side. So from here, we're going to go to double crochet. So we're going to chain 1, okay, and we're going to flip it, and this time we're going to add a loop, okay? So you can see from the hook, we're going to go over like this. Now we have 2 loops. You see the 2 loops? And then we're going to go into, like if we were doing the single crochet, now we have 4 loops, okay? You can separate it a bit to see. So there's 4 loops. Then we're going to grab yarn. Now we have 3 loops. We're going to grab again. Now we're going to pull a little bit. Now we have 2 loops. Then we're going to grab again. And now we have back to 1 loop. And as you can see, we're trying to keep it straight and consistent, okay? We're going to do it again. We're going to wrap around the hook to create 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops. Now we have 3 loops. Now we have 2 loops. Make sure you pull, but not too tight. Back to 1 loop. As you can see, the difference between a single and a double crochet. Okay, let's do it again. We're going to go around, make 2 loops, now to 4, grab, now to 3 loops, grab again, 2 loops, we're going to pull a little tight, grab again, back to 1 loop, tighten it a little bit. We don't want it too tight, because if you make it too tight, then it's going to make it look weird, especially if you loosen up a little bit. So let's do it again. And I always try to make my yarn a little tighter. So again, we're going to go to make 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops. We're going to grab 3 loops. We're going to grab again 2 loops. We're going to pull tight a little bit. Then we're going to grab again to 1 loop and pull. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, and we're going to keep doing that pattern until we get to the end. Okay, again, we go under. Okay, we put the hook in to the 2 loops. We grab the yarn, 3. pull, 2, 1, pull. Again, under, over, through the 2 loops, grab, yarn, 3, pull a little tight, 2, pull a little tight, 1. Again, okay, under, over, through the 2 loops, grab, 3, pull tight, 2, pull tight, 1. Now we're back at the end. We're going to still do the same thing. Okay, under, over, 3, 2, now 1. Okay, so we're going to do one more time. Remember, because we're doing 2 rows of each stitch, so it helps us practice. Okay, after we do the 1 chain and we spin, turn it, then we do it again. Okay, under, over, 2, through the 2 loops, grab, now 3, 2, make sure you pull tight, 1, pull tight. Okay, again, under, over, 2 loops, now there's 4, now there's 3, now there's 2, and now there's 1. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way down the line, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're at the last 3 stitches. So again, under, over, 2 loops, into the other 2 loops. Now we have 4, grab the yarn. We have 3, grab the yarn. 2, make sure you pull a little tight, to 1. Again, under, over, through the loops, pull through. Okay, and now we're at the end. Okay, and as you can see, like if you were to do the single, like just a loop here, right, a chain, and kept going, it would have made this off, right? So that's why it's important to always make sure you get to all the way to the end. Okay, it makes a big difference. Okay, so this is what single crochet and double crochet look like. Now we're going to do, all right, so now we're going to do triple crochet instead, and then we'll do the others after because it just makes it more confusing if I don't teach you the last stitch. And so now what we're going to do is, after we're done with that row of this double crochet, now we're going to do 2 chains. Okay, so 1, 2, okay, and then we're going to flip it like this. Now this time, and it's similar to the double crochet but a little bit different. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over under and then again over under. So now we have 3 loops. Okay, we're going to go into where see the chain is, and you see where that first hole is. You're going to go in there. Now we have 5 loops. Okay, then we're going to grab the yarn. Now we have 4. Okay, see that? 4. We're going to grab again, only to 2 loops. Okay, pull a little tight. Now we have 3. We're going to grab again, only to the 2 loops. So we have 2 left on the hook. We're going to do tight again, and then 1 more to complete the triple stitch. Okay, and we're going to do it again. We're going to wrap around the hook twice, so we have 3 loops. Okay, we're going to go into the 2 loops. Now we have 5, pull through, we have 4, pull through 2, tighten a little bit. Now we have 3, pull through 2 again, a little tight. Now we have 2 loops, back to 1 loop. Okay, and as you can see, they're pretty big. Okay, so it gives you more room. See, like there's the double, here's the triple. Okay, Let's do it again. We're going to do 2 loops, 3 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. Okay, again, 5, 4, 3. I got that caught up. Okay, 2 to 1. Okay, again, wrap around twice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we're just going to keep doing that until we get to the end.
Ridiculous. I'm sorry. Oh, that's all right. I see. Well,
All right, so now I'm at the last 2 stitches. So again, wrap around the hook twice to get 3 into the 2 loops, 5, 4, 3, 2, back to 1, and then of course the very last stitch is also very important. Okay, so we have the single, 2 rows of single, 2 rows of double. Now we're going to do another row of triple stitch. Okay, so again, chain 2, okay, flip, and you see where the little rows at the top, that's where you're going to put the stitch in. Okay, so again, we're going to wrap around the hook twice. We're going to go into the first stitch. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, it's still going to give a straight line because how we're doing it. Okay, if you were to do this stitch and then go into the next stitch, it would give a gaping hole and it would not look good. Okay, so again, wrap around twice into the next stitch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3 to 5. Okay, to 4 to 3, 2 to 1. Okay, and then we're going to go all the way down and I'll meet you back once we get there. All right, so we're at the very last 3 stitches. So again, 3 loops on the hook, into the 2 loops, make it 5, grab yarn, 4, grab yarn, 3, pull tight, grab yarn again, pull tight, 2 to 1. Okay, and we do that 2 more times to the very end. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do a half double crochet. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1. So you're going to do the same thing we've done the last 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So what we're going to do, it's similar to it's similar to a double crochet. So what you're going to do is you're going to go under, over to make 2 loops. Okay. Then you're going to go into the 2 loops in the row and you'll have 4. Then you're going to grab the yarn. You're going to have 3. Then you're going to grab the yarn again and pull through all 3 like that. So we'll do it again. We're going to wrap around 2, 4, 3, pull through to 1. Okay, let's do it again. Wrap around 4, 3 to 1. So it's just a little bit bigger than a single stitch. You can see like there's a double stitch. So it's a little bigger than a single stitch. So let's try it again. 4 to 3 to 1. Okay, again. 4 to 3 to 1. 4, 3 to 1. Okay, let's do it again. 4, 3 to 1. 4, 3 to 1. 4, 3 to 1. 3 more. Okay, last stitch. And pull tight. And that is a half double crochet. And I'm going to show you how to do a half triple crochet. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do a half triple crochet or treble crochet. So what you're going to do is you're going to create 2 chains from the hook. We're going to flip it and we're going to wrap around twice like if we were doing a normal triple stitch. We're going to go into the first 2 rings. So now we have the 5 again. And then we're going to grab the yarn. Now we have 4. Grab the yarn again. Now we have 3. And we're going to go all the way to 1. Okay, so let's do it again. We're going to wrap around twice. Go through the 2 loops to create 5. 4, 3 to 1. As you can see, it's a little bit similar to a double crochet, but not really. So again, 3 to 5 to 4 to 3, pull through. I almost got lost there for a second. So 5 to 4 to 3. Okay, do that again. Okay, wrap around the hook twice into the 2 loops, make it 5, grab the yarn, 4, 2 loops again, 3 to 1. 5 loops to 4 loops to 3 loops to 1 loop, 3 loops to 5 loops, 4 loops, 3 loops, 1 loop, 2 more. All right, so we have our 2 rows of single crochet, 2 rows of double crochet, 2 rows of triple crochet, 1 row of half double crochet, and 1 row of triple crochet, half triple crochet. So before I finish this, what we're going to do is we're going to tie this off. Okay, now this is just a practice square, so this is not going to be used for anything, but we're going to cut off what we have, and then we're going to take our hook, okay, and we're going to pull this yarn through the hook, through the loop like this. Now some people may want to do like a secured knot, so like another knot. Same thing on this side. So this is when the yarn needle comes in handy. So what you're going to do is you're going to thread it through, okay, and then you're going to put it through the stitch. Okay, sometimes it's difficult because there might not be enough of the stitch to hide it, but you can do your best. Okay, and you're just going to pull through like that. And what I like to do is I like to pull a little tight before I cut it, and I don't try to cut it too short so that when it pulls, you see, same thing on this side. Now this side, because it's just a slip knot, you can make a little knot to secure it better. Like that. You're going to thread through the needle, and we're going to put it within the stitches, the row. Pull through, then cut it, and there you go. Then you have your square. Okay, that concludes my video. If you still have any questions about how to do the stitches, please let me know in the comments down below. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see future videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when I upload. So thank you so much for following my tutorial, and I hope that you have a great day. See you all next time.